Hey there, it's Kelly Sheets from kellysheets.com, and today I want to talk to you about inspiration. I have an interesting relationship with inspiration because I've spent a majority of my life seeking, voraciously consuming inspiring books and meeting interesting people in my travels, going around and having conversations that are uncommon, being challenged in my opinions, and seeing other cultures, basically immersing myself in my travels so that I could have my mind opened and expanded to see what else is possible. What happens when we live in one culture and we stay in one place is that we tend to get into mental ruts and routines, and they create patterns for us. So for me, it was always a continual expansion and explosion of those patterns. Like, how else can I think about this? How else can I see? So I was always wanting opposition. Like, I wanted to see what else is possible. Like, they think that way. Why? Let me feel that. Let me see what else is possible. So it was a continual growth, right? Go immerse myself in foreign, exotic cultures that would stimulate my senses, see different things, smell different things, taste different things, feel different emotions. In a continual expansion. That's all it is. It's like, wait, what else is possible in this experience that I'm having? This big experiment called life. So for me, inspiration was vital to that. And many of you have probably heard, I did a practice over the last 5 years, was a couple times in the last 5 years, I sent out emails to friends, colleagues, and clients, and I said, and previous clients, and said, ask them questions like, what do you see as my greatest assets? How did I help you the most? What can I bring forth to be of service? Those kind of things, which I'm happy to include those questions below the video because you might want to try it with your friends, family, colleagues, clients. But what came back to me was, in almost every one, you are such an inspiration. You come to my house and you have dinner and you bring so much. And like, I can't wait for your visits and I can't wait for your conversations because they open my mind. I inspire people. But what I did was I took that and I made it really small. And I thought, so inspiration, it's so fluffy. It's a funny thing our mind does, because one of my greatest assets and one of the things I'm always seeking, and I'm so good at giving, I was actually limiting and not validating. So what happened was I realized that I needed to take people to Bali. This wasn't my thought. I didn't think this idea. It was like, I got the download. Like, you need to take people to Bali because you've been there and you get it. This is a place that expands people's minds and gives them the most yummy, amazing, full, expansive experience in a very short time. So that's why I'm taking people there for a fully customized experience so they can get a touch of that inspiration I've had that has made my life so full and amazing. And what that brought up for me in this examination was Dr. Dyer contributed to this thought pattern for me because I was in the car recently listening to him. And thank goodness for all of his writings, by the way, because now that he's died, I get to read all his stuff and watch him, and like, thank God he was willing to just put stuff out there so that we have it now that he's gone. But one of the thoughts that really got me was, he said, inspiration changes our brain chemistry. Essentially, the thinking that gets us to a certain place can't be the thinking that gets us out of that place. And inspiration is like the hit that we get that shifts our mindset and allows us to see the world differently and expose ourselves to something different so we think and move differently in a new direction. So inspiration is flippin' vital, and I was kind of poo-pooing the fact that I'm really good at that. And so my question today, and it wasn't to get on here to tell you how great I am at that, is what I wanted to bring up was I'm seeking more inspiration. I'm validating and valuing that. I'm going back to Bali in February. I fill my space, so you can see to my side here, all of these beautiful things, they're things I've gathered from around the world. It's art I've gathered from artisans that I've seen that are so engaged in what they're doing. So I bring pieces of that back. I have a crystal collection in front of me. I have a plant collection in front of me you can't see behind this computer. On the walls, I have pieces of fabric and flags and bags that I've collected. Behind me, a hand-painted fabric from Burma. When I go places, I collect pieces of energy, pieces of inspiration to bring back and feed my spirit and soul so that I have more to contribute to others. So my question to you today is, what's inspiring you? Where do you get that stoke that flips your mindset into like, whoa, there's something else possible, and it kind of moves your energy and you reconfigure yourself? You know, where do you invest your inspiration energy or dollars, meaning like where do you go to get that? And where are you missing it? Where can you attribute more to it? Maybe it's in a relationship, maybe it's in your health, maybe it's in your business. Where's that place that might need an infusion of inspiration to completely shift things to a whole nother level? So that's my thought for today. Basically, I don't have some great tool for you today. It's just that I want you to pay attention like I've started paying attention recently. And let me just read this one passage from Dr. Dyer that really struck me this morning as to why I needed to record this, because this might help you think differently about the value of inspiration as well. Is that when we become truly inspired by something that we consider extraordinary, truly extraordinary things will begin to happen for us, particularly in our thought processes. That is what I've found when I go overseas. For me, it's travel. For some people, it's other things. But for me, it just happens to be getting on that plane and going to an exotic place because it stirs me up and it fills up my soul. And for me, it changes my thought process into, it basically goes from this to this. Multidimensional thinking. No flatlining, no linear existence. What else can I think of and be aware of and feel and seek? So, what is inspiring you? What's going to take you into this next year of amazingly 2016? It's unbelievable how time continues on. What is going to be that thing that compels you and moves you in a direction that you desire and want this year instead of 10 years from now? What inspiration do you need that will move you towards your bigger vision? Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.